We got a game this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have a game that was destined for us to win. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time we faced a team that was undefeated, that had multiple wins, not just 1-0, because we faced a couple teams that have been undefeated like that, but had almost either 8, 9, 10, or wins. We got the W and derailed their entire season. Pittsburgh Steelers 2020.
Oh, yeah.
This is that same scenario, ladies and gentlemen. We are going up against the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, and they look good. I'll admit, they do look good. They have not lost a game. Last game, they put up 24 points in the second quarter against us. But ask them how many points they put up in the rest of the game. Boom! Yes. Is my cup half full? Yes.
It's
my
totally full with that comment.
Hey, we shut them down on the ground. That vaunted offensive running game held them to 62 yards rushing. Look, we're a couple bad, deep balls and splash plays away from that game. Well, in an offense, we didn't do anything on offense from that game being closer. And you look, they're playing hot. They're playing ready to go. They're coming off of an easy victory on Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. And they beat the Texans last Thursday.
They did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, hey, they're potentially overlooking us, looking at other victories. They're looking at 17-0. I've seen all the different little pictures and things on YouTube and IG and Facebook about them going undefeated. Can they do it? I'm here to tell you, the losing streak starts now. Washington's getting this, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about it. Eagles, Washington, what do you think?
Man, I'm nervous for this game. And nervous, and maybe I should say I just don't have a whole lot of expectations for this game. It's Monday night. The Eagles are rolling. It's in Philly. Doggone it. Maybe Ron can have better fortune on Monday Night Football than all of the Redskins teams ever did, because we were terrible on Monday night. But, our offense is struggling. Their offense is flying high. The lowest amount of points they put up this season is 20. If I'm seeing this right, this is not a recipe for us to play well. Their offense is just, like I said, it's flying high. They've got receivers that are making, tons of plays out there. Dallas Goedert is back into the rotation and getting involved in the offense. Their running game is, Miles Sanders had no touchdowns last year, and all of a sudden now he's getting them. He's on my fantasy team. People laughed at me, but he's been all right. But their defense is, up front is solid. Their corners are making tons of interceptions. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, that trade from the Saints, he's been amazing, for them. So everything is just going Philly's way, except for one thing. The universe is not going for Philly right now.
Come on now.
Come on now. Lost.
Yep.
The Phillies lost the World Series.
Come on.
It might just be time for Philly to lose that game.
Let's go, baby.
Everyone is just on Philly right now. Maybe we need to have this happen for us too.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'll take it one further. The Philadelphia 76ers, they lost James Harden for a good amount of time this year due to injury.
Speaking.
Oh, let it happen.
He's not on the Rockets anymore?
No. He went to Philly. Then I think he was at the Nets, and then I think we went back to Philly. I don't know. I follow him barely, Yeah. I'm telling you, this is it. I know people say you're crazy, whatever, but the game, if you really break it down quarter by quarter, if you take out that second quarter, this is a totally different game. Now, a lot of people say, okay, it was over at the half. Well, no, it wasn't. Oh, get out of here. No, we shut them. They had opportunities in that third quarter where we shut them down. We weren't able to do anything, so essentially it might have been over. But at the same time, our defense was playing decent at that time. Now with it playing better, I feel like it can happen. So look, Will, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, our keys to victory. Yeah, buddy. Our keys to victory. Number one is going to be what we did last game. Last game, I told you we held them 62 yards on the ground. We know how dominant that rushing game is. A year ago, it led the league in rushing, and it's been pretty potent this year as well. Miles Sanders, you talked about, is having a comeback year. Jalen Hurts is pretty solid. And then you have Gainwell and Scott out there as well, also getting some carries. So, honestly, our key has got to be shut down the running game. That running game definitely opens things up everywhere else. Now, I understand last game we got torched. We got splash played. They went deep on us a lot. And a lot of that, I think, or at least I'm hoping, was the miscommunication in our secondary that hopefully we have fixed. That running game is their life. That is their bread and butter. We shut down that running game. I think that we can seriously halt that offense. So that is one of my keys to victory.
You pretty much took all my talking points for my first key too, and it was make Hurts beat us throwing, and I had this in the first game as well, and he sure did beat us throwing. But just like you said, I feel like our defensive secondary, our back, they're playing a whole lot better than they were before. St. Juice on AJ Brown, to try and contain him a little bit. I don't think we're going to shut him down, but maybe we can contain him. Maybe if we can prevent just some of the, they got away with some huge plays out there, long throws to him that they just, huge chunk plays that they would get down the field. And in some of those touchdowns where it's like, Hurts was just like, I'm not scared of y'all. Here, I'm just going to throw it up to my receiver. So maybe taking off some of that practice with Jefferson from last week will give him a chance to learn how to play on some elite wide receivers like that. So we just got to try and make Jalen Hurts beat us by throwing the ball. We got to contain him. I think we need to go with the whole idea of we don't need to blitz a whole lot. We need to go with our 4 linemen to keep him in the pocket. Don't allow that running game like you talked about from the running backs and him to torch us the way Justin Fields did. That's the recipe we don't want. Keep him in the pocket, make him throw the ball. And while he did it to us one time, I'd rather see if we can, stop him, through the pass.
Yep. My second key to victory, I'm going to stay right here on the defense. Jamin Davis has to have a huge game. He had a huge game. He had a big game last game where he was able to kind of just stop Jalen Hurts from getting around the corner. A lot of this is going to, be big in the running game, but he needs to have an impactful game where he gets a sack, where he potentially gets interception or a forced fumble or recovered fumble or something of that nature where he is just flying around. He's been really playing a lot better. I wouldn't call it the meteoric rise that one Will Kramer predicted or said he should have this year. But honestly, I think you'd have to be blind to not see that he's doing a lot better this year. He seems more comfortable, and it seems like he's kind of he's not afraid anymore. He's not thinking so much. He's just reacting. He's reading and reacting and playing very well. I think he's going to have, and from both my linebackers, we're going to have to have a big game from them because I think they are going to be tested a lot.
Is Holcomb going to be back?
I don't think so. That's why I was leaning toward Jamin Davis, but I will see. I don't think he will.
Gotcha. That helps me because I'm going to pick 2 players in for. I'm going to stick with the defense as well and go with your theme of picking a guy who needs to step up and pick 2. Mm-hmm. Kendall Fuller. Mm-hmm. He needs to have a bounce back game against Philly during the last one because he's the one that was getting torched. By AJ Brown. And at first I remember saying, well, no, he's having good coverage when I saw it live, and no, he wasn't. He played. You were absolutely right. He was getting torched out there by Philly's wide receivers. So Fuller needs to have a bounce back game because, like I said, if Benjamin St. Juice has kind of shown that he can man up somebody and stick with them, then they're going to throw to whoever Fuller's covering, whether that's AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. So he's going to have to be, playing much better. And then along with that, the other guy on defense is we need to have the continued, steady, consistent, great play that we're getting from Cam Curl.
Yep.
Because Dallas Goedert is becoming much more of a weapon in their offense. He's getting featured a whole lot more. And if we're not sure about Holcomb, and we don't really want Jamin Davis to be covering a tight end, someone's got to do it. And Cam Curl, while Holcomb has come out, has been coming down in that Buffalo nickel role They actually, the way they announced the team last week is they said 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and they included Cam Curl in it, and then they did our secondary all together. So we need Curl to be that type of player that's checking Goddard, staying with him, and then also just flying around and making sure if he's spying on Hurts, again, that Hurts is being in the pocket.
Yeah. Absolutely. Going to offense, for me, Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson, we've seen is solid, and he's getting more touches in the running game, and it seems a lot more confident in the running game. We know how lethal he is in the passing game, catching the ball out of the backfield. And then we've also got him starting to play a lot more in kick return. From what I've seen and from following, Gibson through the last couple of years, the more solid plays you get for him, the more plays where he's having a successful return, 4 or 5 yards, 6, 7 yards, maybe busting out for 10, 11, whatever, he gets confident. And the more confident he gets, the more lethal he becomes. We've seen late in the game where he gets that kick return, he brings us back to almost midfield, and all of a sudden, now we're starting to flip the field. With him in the passing game, I mean, his emergence in the passing game has almost totally blanked McKissic. You know what I mean? Like, McKissick's role has definitely shrunk, in my opinion, with Samuel and definitely Gibson coming out. Gibson has to have a big game all the way around, catching, running, and in the special teams. And if that happens, I mean, I can totally see him having a big game. And if that happens, honestly, I think that's gonna help us out. That's gonna help us out a great deal.
So sticking with offense there, I'm going to say we need to take what was successful in the last game and run with it. And that is utilizing the pass to set up the run to move the chains. We need to have a ball control type game. I think that was Jay saying this, how we need to be running the ball. And the idea is we can't be giving Philly the ball with a bunch of times with all these weapons.
Exactly.
Part of the reason we also got beat out there in the first game is they went down the field and scored a touchdown. Then we got the ball in 3 plays and we punted. And our defense was back out there. Then they went down and scored a touchdown. Now it's 14-0. And we went out there 3 plays and punted the ball. Then they went – so our defense had no chance to rest. And then their defense was just fired up because they wanted to play 3 snaps. And then they waited a while and then played 3 snaps. And they were flying everywhere. So we need to – Scott Turner, this is on you. Taylor Heinicke, execute this game plan. We need to have the passing game to open up the chances for the run. I think we're going to need to see a few more, not necessarily trick plays, but other folks involved in the run game, not just Gibson and Robinson, utilizing Samuel. If Terry gets one of those sweeps to run, if you give it to Rodgers again, we're going to need to do some things to be creative to allow that running game to go in. But we've got to be able to play some ball control if we're going to have a chance.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Jaron saying, y'all did a decent job limiting quarterback runs in the first game. It's the wide receiver and tight ends y'all need to worry about. Yep. Absolutely. Goddard had a touchdown, had a big game. Devonta Smith went off. A.J. Brown had a touchdown. That's going to be it, limiting those deep balls. We said, y'all need to defer to the second half on the coin toss. Yeah, and I mean, hey, look, you're absolutely right. It's going to take some stuff like that. At the end of the day, number one thing that we have to do is win the turnover battle. We have got to steal some possessions from them. I mean, bottom line, like you said, they went down that second quarter, went down the field, scored, got it with 3 and out, went down the field. You know what I mean? We have got to steal some possessions because if we can steal some possessions, flip some momentum, get us on the field, and then capitalize on that, even if it's just a field goal, we need to be able to do that to then maybe make them not necessarily have fear, but at least think twice about it. After those first couple drives, you can tell. I mean, and matter of fact, shout out to Anton. Anton was saying the whole time Anton was at the game, he's saying he would throw a pass, and then Hurst would just kind of Conor McGregor it down the field, just like there was no fear. He was not worried about our defense. And we need to put that fear in him. What we talked about, what we did last week, what we've been doing. Ellinger was on his back. Kirk Cousins was on his back. Justin Fields was on his back. Rodgers. We have our D-line and our defense has been coming alive, and we need to continue that. We need to start putting Hurts on his back in this game and really shut that down. And we need to cause some turnovers, be it interceptions, fumbles, whatever. We definitely need to create some turnovers and steal some opportunities, steal some possessions from them because that's going to be huge. Because like you said, keeping our defense on the field for long periods of time, I mean, forever good they've become and have they been, you can't stay on the field for that long. You just don't have the energy for that. So,
right.
Yeah. Yep.
And maybe we'll get a big Chase Young sack since he will be back on Monday night.
Let's go. Prime time, baby. Look, like you said, poke some eyes, fake some hold calls, cramp third, hurry up, trick plays, fumble rooskies, whatever it takes, man.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, that's what we're going to have to do. So, yes, that is great news. Those are our keys to victory. Now, let's be realistic. Will, what are you thinking, man? We're coming into this game 4-5. We know they're undefeated, but it is doable. I think it can be done. What's your score prediction for this game Monday night?
Yeah, so it kind of worked in our favor last week when we both were picking the Vikings in this one and saying, yeah, we're probably not going to win this. So I'm going to stick with that because we were on our way to victory by doing this. So I'm going to go Eagles 31, Commanders 13.
Here we go. I see what you did there. Flip the numbers. I'm going with the same thing. I got Eagles 27 and Commanders 10. Our offense, being realistic, our offense is just we got to get lucky, and we are having a hard time scoring. Like we've been capped at 17 to 20 points all year, and it's just not. I mean, at least since Heineke's come in, it really hasn't looked pretty a lot of the time. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We know how good Philly's defense is, so yeah, that's what I got. Let's see what these people. Anton is saying 28-17. I know for sure we can't do the points. Yeah,
right.
We have an issue. What's going on, Kyle? Don't worry.
Welcome.
We'll have you in here when your Falcons take that L.
It's coming soon.
Yeah. It's coming. Let's go. Okay. 21-27 Commandos. You saying we're going to win? Well, yeah, you're a Cowboys fan, so of course you want us to win. Yeah. Any help to you guys.
To lose.
Let's go. Yeah, buddy. So, those are score predictions. Definitely lay in the comments what you think. We got yours, Anton. We got yours, Jared. We'll see what happens. It should be quite interesting. This has huge implications for the playoff picture. Going down the line. I mean, not as much for them. I mean, a loss to them won't do much, but to us, it'll bring us up to 5-5. A loss will cement what Will had already predicted, saying after we got up to 4-4, we're gonna lose 2, and then we're gonna win 2. So if that happens, I'm with that. I'm okay with that, Will. So we will see. Lord, do it. Lord, do it for me. I understand, man. I get it. Oh, man, we're both – the one time we're kind of both together, both in joint hatred for the Eagles.
It's easy to do.
It is. Absolutely.
Philly. Uh-oh. We got a Washington prediction.
Uh-oh. Watch out. Joe Harris. All right. 21-17 Washington. Hey, it can be done. It absolutely can be done. That is what's up. So we will see. Look,
like it, Joe.
Ladies, appreciate that, man. Come join us, man, if you are new to the crew, man. Every night, Wednesday, try to get on here at 8 o'clock. So look, this is Washington Football Weekly. I am Sean Spencer. That's my guy, Will Kramer. We tried to give you all the hope we could, break down this game, break down the team that we love. We shall see what happens Monday night. It will be going on live and direct. We don't have Kirk Cousins anymore, so I don't fear the primetime games as much. But I'm excited. Yes.
I agree with you. I agree.
Chase Young is back. They've been primed and they've been ready to go. Look, I want to say, we talked about this a week ago. Do not expect a full load from Chase Young. Right. I'm pretty sure he's going to be on a pitch count. Get him in there rotation. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. Especially until he gets his legs under him, I think that's a great idea.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.